सो वेव ऑप्टिक्स में अब हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे। वेव ऑप्टिक्स के बेसिक्स में हम लोगों ने हाइजेंस थ्योरी ऑफ सेकेंडरी वेवलेट्स तक कंप्लीट कर लिया और वेव फ्रंट कैसे बनते हैं, वेव फ्रंट के टाइप्स क्या हैं, ये सब हम लोगों ने पहले से कंप्लीट कर लिया है। आज के इस वीडियो में हम लोग वेव थ्योरी को यूज़ करके एक्सप्लेन करेंगे फिनोमेना ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन एंड फिनोमेना ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन। सो टॉपिक इज वंस अगेन वेव ऑप्टिक्स एंड द टुडेज लेसन इज reflection on the basis of wave theory. So think of that reflection phenomena. The law of reflection is I is equal to R. So we will prove this I is equal to R using the concept of Huygens theory or Huygens wave theory. So xy is a reflecting surface in which a beam of light is incident. So this is a beam of light which incident on this reflecting surface and reflected and going to this direction. AB is the incident wavefront. So AB is the incident wavefront and this I is the angle of incidence. And so I is the angle of incidence and AB is the incident wavefront. So the direction of propagation and AB is perpendicular. So this is 90 degree. And if this angle is I, the remaining is I 90 minus I. And this is normal to this. So this angle is I. So the incident angle I is actually the angle of incidence for a wavefront AB. So AB is incident wavefront. So wavefront of incident beam of light is called incident wavefront. Okay. Now as per the definition of wavefront, all the particles on a wavefront are vibrating in the same phase. So point A to B, all particles are vibrating in the same phase and they are emitting their secondary wavelets. So a wave started from point B and as that wave reaches C in the same direction, the point A is also producing secondary waves, but that wave is moving in this direction because the point A is already striked on the reflecting surface. So when B reaches C, A reaches D. The only difference is in the direction. So B is going towards C, that is in the same direction of incidence, but the point A is now reflected and going in the reflected ray and reaches point D. As the medium remains same, in the same medium this happens, so the distance traveled by B to C and A to D both are same. So BC is equal to AD. So as there is no change in medium, hence velocity of light remains constant, hence BC is equal to AD. Okay. Now if we draw a line on these reflected rays, then this CD is called reflected wavefront. So actually a wavefront strikes the reflecting surface and reflected and goes in this direction. So this is the wavefront is moving. Here the wavefront is coming. So wavefront is coming and after striking to the reflecting surface, the wavefront is going in this direction. So in this way, we can explain the phenomena of reflection in terms of wavefront. Now we have to prove I is equal to R. We have this BC is equal to AD because there is no change in the speed. So the distance traveled by point B to C and point A to D both are same. Now see the triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is a right angle triangle and this angle is 90 degree. So this angle is 90 degree and triangle ABC is a right angle triangle and this angle is I. So we can write sine I, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC. So sine I we can write as BC upon AC. Now if we consider the second triangle ACD, because CD is the reflected wavefront, so this angle is 90 degree once again. So in the triangle ADC, this angle is R, as this angle is angle of reflection. So R, so we can write sine R is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is AD upon AC. So in this way we can consider two right angle triangle and we can write sine I is equal to BC upon AC and sine R is equal to AD upon AC. Right? And as BC is equal to AD, because we have already explained this, when B reaches C, A reaches D after reflection and there is no change in the velocity of light. So BC is equal to AD. Okay? So from 1 and 2 now we can say sine I is equal to sine R, because right hand side of both the equations are same, BC upon AC. Here it is AD upon AC. So in place of AD we can write BC by using this. So right hand side of both the equations are same. So we can write sine I is equal to sine R and that gives I is equal to R. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is law of reflection. This can be explained by using the concept of wavefront. Okay. Now from the diagram it is very much clear that the incident ray, reflected ray and normal all lie in the same plane. So in this way we can explain the two laws of reflection, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, and the incident ray, the reflected ray and normal to the point of incidence, all three lie on the same plane. Right? So this explains the phenomena of reflection by the basis of wave theory. Now after completing this reflection, we should move to the phenomena of refraction. So refraction on the basis of wave theory. So as you all know, in the phenomena of refraction, the ray of light travels from one medium to another medium. And as per the situation, that when a ray of light moves from rarer medium to denser medium, the refracted ray goes towards the normal, and when the ray is coming from denser medium to rarer medium, the refracted ray goes away from the normal. Okay. So here is the diagram, and in which we have taken the first medium is rarer and second medium is denser. Right. So mu1 is refractive index of first medium, mu2 is refractive index of second medium, v1 is the velocity of light in first medium, v2 is velocity of light in the second medium. Right. And condition is mu2 is greater than mu1. So this is rarer and the second medium is denser. So after refraction, the ray goes towards the normal. Right. So once again, AB is the incident wavefront of this. It is coming like this from infinity. And when AB is the incident wavefront, so all particles of AB are vibrating in the same phase and they are emitting the secondary wavelets. Okay. So a wave started from point B, when it reaches at C in the same medium, the wave from A reaches at D in the second medium. Here BC is not equal to AD because the speed of light in two mediums are different. Okay. So BC is not equal to AD. So what actually is BC? So if V1 is the velocity of light in first medium, V2 is the velocity of light in second medium, and the time taken is T. And time taken is T. So we can write BC is equal to V1 into T. That is distance traveled is equal to speed into time. And AD is equal to V2 into T. So we can write BC upon AD is equal to V1 by V2. So BC upon AD is V1 by V2. This is one equation. Now AB is incident wavefront and CD is refracted wavefront. So if we put a perpendicular line on this starting from C, so CD is known as a refracted wavefront, and all the particles on this CD are found to be vibrating in the same phase. So again, we can think of two triangles as we have done in case of reflection. So triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is right angle triangle. So we can write sin I is equal to BC upon AC, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. And in the triangle ACD, again we can write sin R is equal to AD upon AC, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So by using these two triangle, we can write the value of sin I and sin R. And this is very simple, that if this angle is I, this will be I, and if this angle is R, this will be R. So by the concept of that, this is direction, this is wavefront, so the angle is 90 degree, right? And the remaining is 90 minus I, and again this is perpendicular, so this angle is I. Similarly, we can say this is wavefront, so this and this is refracted ray and wavefront is making 90 degree angle. So when this is R, the remaining is 90 minus R, and this is normal to this, so this angle is R. So I and R are the angle of incidence of incident wavefront, and R is the angle of refraction of refracted wavefront. Okay, so from this diagram we can write sin I is equal to BC upon AC and sin R is equal to AD upon AC. Okay, now we have to write sin I upon sin R. So sin I upon sin R is equal to BC upon AC divided by AD upon AC. To solve this AC cancels AC, and we can write BC upon AD is equal to V1 upon V2. So sin I upon sin R is now found to be equal to V1 upon V2. Okay. Now come to the very concept of refractive index. Refractive index of a medium is the ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in that medium. So using that, we can write mu1 is equal to C upon V1 and mu2 is equal to C upon V2, where C is speed of light in free space. So mu1 can be written as speed of light in vacuum upon speed of light in that medium. Mu2 can be written as speed of light in vacuum upon speed of light in that medium. So mu1 is C upon V1, mu2 is equal to C upon V2. So if we write mu2 upon mu1, and if we put the value, then this C cancels C, and ultimately the value is mu2 upon mu1 is V1 upon V2, right? So from this equation 4 and equation 5, we can write mu2 by mu1 is equal to sin I by sin R. So mu2 by mu1 is equal to sin I by sin R is called Snell's law of refraction. So this is the derivation of Snell's law using the concept of wave theory. And from diagram, once again it is clear that incident ray, refracted ray and normal to the point of incidence, all three are lying in the same plane. So by using the concept of wavefront, one can derive very easily the Snell's law and explains the phenomena of refraction. So this is the explanation of reflection and refraction using Huygens wave theory, and these two are once again an important question for board examination. So either reflection or refraction will be asked in the board examination.